So I have just seen Marty Supreme, and these are 3 reasons why it's peak. Number 1 is the main character. So Timothée Chalamet plays the character of Marty Supreme, who is a high-ranked table tennis player in the United States. And this movie is basically a character study of Timothée Chalamet's character Marty Mauser and what he goes through in order to make his love of table tennis into a payable job and to further increase his fame. What I really liked about this character is that Marty Mauser is basically this character that is a skilled but overconfident player that constantly outranks his competitors but then begins to question his skills when he encounters his final contestant in the championship, Endo, which then leads me to my next reason, which is the turning point. So when Marty Mauser faces his opponent Endo in the World Championship finale, he ends up losing to this so-called amateur player from Japan. Then Marty then begins to call out Endo due to him using a different bat, and that he wanted a rematch, but that unfortunately didn't happen. See, Endo was a surprise to Marty as a Japanese player was rare to be seen in the United States due to the issues between the US and Japan during the time period, basically, which prevented Japanese players from going to the United States or Japanese people. So thus this was really the point in the movie where we got to see Marty's character feel a need to prove himself again, because he knows that he's better than this player, but he needs to find a way to prove it, which then leads Marty's character to go down a rabbit hole in order to look for money to fund his trip to Japan for the next table tennis world championship, which then leads him to getting the approval of Mr. Rockwell, the CEO of Rockwell Inc., to fund his trip to Japan, but not for the world championship, but instead for a promotional act for Rockwell Inc. as they are opening Japan, which will then lead me to my last point, the ending. So in the ending, this is the point when the movie really encapsulates itself into a definitive end, the match between Marty and Endo at the Rockwell promotion. You see, Marty tried to join the World Championship in Japan as soon as he landed, but got declined by Ram Sethi, who was the head of the ITJA, the International Table Tennis Association, as the roster has been filled. Thus, this led to Marty figuring out another way to prove his skill to the Japanese audience as well as the world. So when Marty inevitably lost his first round against Endo in the competition due to the agreement he made with Mr. Rockwell, he then asked the crowd if they would like to see a rematch where he would actually try instead. The crowd roared and Endo agreed, thus they began their rematch. And at the end, Marty beat Endo with a score of 22-20. This moment was what I liked most about the movie, because it wasn't a typical sports movie story where the rookie, he trains and becomes a good player and then he loses to a better player, which then causes he or she to challenge them in a world championship and win, right? This match was purely done in order for Marty to beat Endo. It reminded me of that scene from Daredevil, in season 3 where he's like, I beat you! This is basically what this ending was about. It's basically the whole journey to Japan was not mainly for the World Championship, but for Marty to prove to Endo and the world that he can beat him and is a still player, which then proves my point when he hugs Endo and wishes him good luck for the World Championship. Marty never really hated Endo, he just wanted to prove that he was better than him, which is a mission he managed to accomplish at the end. So basically, in conclusion, those are the 3 reasons why I think Marty Supreme is peak. If you guys have watched the movie and have some thoughts on it, drop it down in the comments below. Until next time, see you later. Enjoy Phantom.